Get him out. 2-1. Get him out. 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 Yo.
So I get to do the testing.
Yeah, you weren't in here when we were working on it in class, but we finished the lesson prior to that.
Okay, and we didn't have any homework, correct?
Because we did it all in class.
Okay, perfect.
So if you got that page done, that's what we had. The who what? If you're using it to stay focused and not just screw around, yeah? Come on, where's the stuff? Hey, where's my stuff? Okay. No, I just make sure we know where it is. Okay. You had time in class to work on this. This is wrong. This is very wrong. This is very wrong. There we go. Better. Ah. Okay. 52, we had time to work on in class. Remember, answer doesn't mean diddly if you don't have the work to back it up. So, check, check. Check yourself. Okay, we had a good chunk of time. We had like 30, 45 minutes in class working on this page. Did we? We already went, that's right, we already went through this. What's up?
Would you count it wrong if I put an X instead of G?
You know what? That's actually a really, really good question. Say it again. Louder. Everyone hear it.
Would you count me wrong if I put an X instead of a G?
We've been kind of conditioned, right? Variable is X. Like we're just so used to that. That if I just accidentally write X, don't worry about it. In fact, I would recommend for some of these, I don't know about you, but maybe my B's look too much like 6s. Maybe my 5s and S's, there is no distinction between them. Because let's be honest, some of you have got some pretty bad handwriting. Now those, it's hard to tell what those are on a good day. Unless you are super neat and precise and they could turn your handwriting into a new font. Okay? So if you want to switch it over to X, you go right ahead. Where we don't want to do that, beep beep. Where we don't want to do that later is what happens if it represents something very specific in a formula. Now we'll get to those. They're called literal equations. Y'all remember from physical science, right? If I have like distance is velocity times time. I can't just say x equals yz because I feel like it. Like d stands for distance, v stands for velocity, and even though my t's look just like my plus signs, I have to use t because it stands for time. It stands for something specific. In this problem, does g stand for something specific? No. No. Okay. So if you want to, You know what? If you even want to just start by rewriting your problem with x instead of g, go for it. I like that question. Okay, so we did already go through these. I forgot about that, which means we ready. Make sure you actually label them. 2.1a. Solve it and check it. And go. Okay. Well, have you gone through the video? That is on our website, on Planbook, and sent on Remind. Okay. So we've had 96 hours for that, and we haven't done it. That means don't do the daily quiz right now. We finished off our very last example. Literally, we only had one example left. And then we had time in class to work on these. We were doing them together. People were taking turns coming up here. We were really pounding on them, making sure we understood them. If you feel like you are not ready to do this without that extra practice, then don't. We'll come back and do it at another time. It does not exempt you from having to finish off the examples and the assignment later. It does not exempt you from having to go back and do a daily quiz eventually. But if you're not ready for it right now, then no, don't do it. Okay? Okay, solve and check. Important that you're not just solving. When you solve, we spent so much time pounding on showing your steps. I don't care if you can do it in your head. You're not going to be able to do it in your head pretty quick. We're going to keep ratcheting these up. So please, do them now, the right way. How many of us liked having that line down the middle of it to split things up? Okay. Put the 0 or cross it out to show that it cancels out. Riley, Shane, if you wanted, do this along with us, and then just when we get to the end, just cross it out. I'll give you a new one later. Okay? Just to see if you can do it. Even though we didn't get as much practice. We're going to kind of talk about it today. We start with what I've always called the who's lonely game. You always get that kid who's like, hey, it's this guy. Who's lonely? He's lonely because he's lazy. Bring him a date or he's going to live in his mom's basement playing Fortnite forever. What's up?
Did you get the paper pencil that I can use for class?
Ooh, no. But I do have to print it. Did you check it? Show your check too. I will print it out after the fact because I don't know what it is. Can't remember which sheet I stuck in there next. Okay, it was this one. Okay.
Yep.
Because there were two different ones, so I didn't know which one was next. Okay. All right. Okay. Bear with me here. I'll print. Now, lounge. Both sides. We'll do 2 of them. Print. Okay, you go away. You. Print. Lounge, both sides. Print. Okay, you can go away. Let's get you back up here. There we go. Alright, I'll finish that. I'm going to grab that off the copier for Hannah. Okay, before I do, is there anyone else who did not have their packet? Anyone who does not have their packet on them right now? Okay.
What can I say? I love Pop Tarts. From Mario. Was that from Mario 68?
Watch the live video. What's the first step that we did here? Pretty good example.
What was this, Mr. Sullivan?
Return 1. And 2, in case you don't find it or get a hold of it before the next time we do this. So, sir. Remember? Think you found another who?
Found it out.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty simple, actually.
There you go. Not too shabby, sir. All right. More than enough time. Here we go. Stage 1. What I always called the Who's Lonely game. Meaning, if I put that invisible fence of doom there, and I ask the question, who is all by themselves? Negative 34. He's lonely because he's lazy. He thinks that just by hanging out in chat rooms and very awkwardly complimenting people online, that somehow the perfect 10 out of 10 mate is going to come just throw themselves at him. He's lonely because he's lazy. You need to bring him a date. So I'm going to bring that 11 over. Now, I do want to bring the 11 over because those are like terms. He's lonely because he's lazy. Bring him a date. Don't bring him a pizza. Okay? Otherwise, he's guaranteed not to leave that mom basement. Okay? Why did I know to subtract 11? It's just an 11.
It's positive 11.
How do I know it's positive 11? There's no negative sign. Right? I just assume it's positive. Okay, I'm going to show that this zeroes out. Some of you were more fond of just cross it out. Also cool. The reason I like showing that is because now I see that negative is still with the 5x. Getting a negative 45. And then divide, because that negative 5 is just smashed up on that x, right? So,
You gotta divide them apart.
if you don't want to be a grandpa at the right age of 37, then I'm about to write 37. Oops. Okay. Show that negative over negative is positive. Show that 5 over 5 is 1. Show that negative over negative is positive. And then write, what is 45 divided by 5? The German's favorite number. 9! Okay. Now, if I say that x is 9, I should now be able to check this with 11 minus 5 by 9 and say, is that really negative 34? I can do that in a calculator. Okay. I can just type that if I need to. And it should spit out a negative 34. If I don't want to check it, then I can still say that's 11 minus 45. And then get negative 34 is negative 34. Showing that it checks out. Okay. Y'all should have heard it years ago. You know where the conference room is in the library? Used to be our academic life skills room. Before even Yost was here, Morrill was here. Coach Morrill. She was a 3-sport coach. She was a very aggressive and competitive lady. She was so fun to be around. But man, they were loud. And we share a ventilation shaft with that room.
Oh, God.
So her and I would actually yell at each other, like old school, like the cups on the string across tree houses. We would yell at each other through this.
Wait, is that ventilation connected to any of the rooms?
Well, there's the study room here too.
I feel so bad for the people.
Oh yeah, there'd be people in the study room in that back corner of the library. And like someone would be kind of like bonking their chair against the wall, so I'd like thump the wall back at them, and yeah. So let's get some points up here. Did you subtract 11 from both sides?
Yes.
Did you divide by negative 5 on both sides?
Yes.
Did you get to the final correct answer?
Yes.
Do you have an actual check? Not a BS check. You actually plugged it in. Even if you use the calculator, that's fine. You still showed 11 minus 5 times 9. Plugged that into your calculator. It came out as negative 34, and then you checked it. And then We're going to leave 1 for the facepalm. I just forgot to write that negative, and it screwed the whole thing up. The 45 divided by 5 is 40. You accidentally subtracted instead of divided. Like things like that, where I just did this one thing, everything else is perfect, but man, smack. What's up?
Can I add that check right now?
No.
What if I did all that, but in my head?
You got nothing to back it up. The point of doing this now is because we're about to get equations that got 4, 5, 6 terms on both sides. You're not going to be able to do that if you don't get the steps down now. Just like when you're in a sport, you're not going to just whoa, stop, everyone stop. Hold on, I got to do dot drills. You don't just stop the game and decide to do footwork drills. You do the thing now so that when it matters later, you're on autopilot. Okay? You got to have the work to back it up. Now, what do you mean I did it in my head? Do you have nothing written besides 9?
No. I have x equals 9.
Okay. So, sorry to say, I got nothing that says you did that as opposed to I just wrote down the number 9. Now, or he could have just pulled a number out and said, here you go. And it happened to be right.
That would be extremely hard.
Okay. Or could have been like Jackson and just wrote down everything that I just did, even though you didn't do it yourself, and then claim that you have the full credit.
I'll just copy down the work. You make sure I copy it.
So, what? Oh. So here's the deal. You can come do another one for real, like ping and pong over here. Okay? Wander on down there in Spartan time tomorrow, do a problem real quick, call it good. Okay?
Wait, you too?
Yeah?
No, I got it right. You saw it.
That is true.
I did it on my
All right,
own.
full credit. You're good.
I got it.
So just like ping, not pong. All right. Then, the next one in your packet, because we need to practice. We need to practice. We really do. I'm pretty sure is this one, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
That looks gross.
Yeah.
It's not that. That looks disgusting.
There we go. It's just practice with what we were doing.
Yeah. That's the same thing that we were just doing. I know, but it still looks disgusting.
Okay.
The top is just.
The top is just notes. That's it. It's just an example to go off of if you need it. There are 9 problems here. All of them are the same style.
I like how they don't crash.
Not yet. Okay. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Dylan. The dice have chosen you. Which of those 9 do I have to do? Which of the 9 do I have to do? Row what, column what?
1, 2.
Row 1, column 2. Here we go. Who's lonely?
27.
All by himself. He's lonely because he's lazy. If you don't introduce him to someone, in this case a negative 12, he's just going to sit there in his mom's basement, trolling people online. Okay. Spending his entire paycheck from Burger King on downloadable content that does absolutely nothing for his actual gameplay. It's just a new skin. But dude, it's got like furry ears. Okay. And show that zeros out. Show that you still have a negative 5x. What is 27 minus 12? The very next page. 15, you said? And then, that negative 5 is all hugged up on x. I don't like that. Right? Got to divide them up. What was the thing? Someone walking around with the ruler? Leave room for Jesus or whatever. Right? Okay, we got to get that out of there and say negative over negative cancels, 5 over 5 cancels. X is 15 divided by negative 5, negative 3. Okay? Now, when it comes time to check this, there is nothing wrong with grabbing even the really lame calculator, okay, and saying it's 12 minus 5x, and it should be 27. I can say 12 minus 5 parenthesis negative 3. I think I have to hit 3 and then negative on this one. Yeah, there you go. Close parenthesis. Like, wasn't it that times, what, 5? 3 minus, oh, I completely missed it. 3 minus 5 parentheses. There we go. I was so hung up on my negative on my 3 there. Okay, y'all saw me type a 5 and then the 5 disappeared. I'm not crazy. The 5 was there.
It does that. It does that. Use my calculator. Use my calculator.
Oh, I just didn't want to walk around my desk to get the good one. There we go. That's more like it. Let's try that again. Let's say 12 minus 5 parenthesis negative 3 parenthesis. I said a parenthesis. You rat son. There we go. Okay. If you just do that, you all should have at least a scientific calculator. We are not going to be using our phones as calculators. Okay? Because you can't use your phone as a calculator on a quiz, which you have on Thursday. Okay? So, if I just off to the side say 12 minus 5 by negative 3, does that equal 27? And then I check it in my calculator, I'm okay with that. I want you to have something written to show I actually checked this. Now here's the danger. If I get to 27 equals 27, that's my check. Yeah. Really? Now you're going to put all of it together? That's your check. The idea is that this should balance. If I have a 27 over here, when I plug this number in, this side better make a 27. My concern is those of us that are going to BS our check. What happens if you got a positive 3? And then you walked up here and you said positive 3 and then just wrote 27 equals 27. If you did this for real, you would not have gotten 27 on that side. So now you're going to get one wrong for having the wrong answer, and you're going to get one wrong for BS in your check. Do it for real. Okay? What I would like to practice is on the backside. Some of these, you got to do a little more work than just here's 2 steps. And this is why there's some supplemental stuff smashed into the packet here. Supplemental, extra. Okay. When you think I was talking about suppository?
No. What?
A suppo
Don't tell us.
We'll tell you when you're older. Some of these, put your phone away because you shouldn't have it out in class. Y'all lost that privilege. Same goes for Jackson and your headphones. Okay. Sometimes I can't go moving stuff around. Not yet. Because I haven't cleaned it up yet. First, I'll draw my invisible line of doom at my equal sign to make sure that I don't screw anything up. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Next up, just like when we were doing expressions, everywhere there's a plus or a minus, I told you to change colors. Everywhere there's a plus or a minus, it's a new term. On that side, which of them go together? 4x and 5x go together, right? See, here's why I put that invisible line of doom there where the equal sign is I'll see kids do this. Don't write this. You see how if I got that invisible line of doom there, if I have that fulcrum in the middle of the teeter-totter, can you see that you literally put something on this side and then put something on that side again? You didn't balance it. You put too many things on one side. No. These are already on the same side, so I'm just going to combine like terms. And say 3 plus what? No. 4x's and 5x's is 9x. So on this whole page, you got some work to do. You got to clean it up a little bit before you can start moving things around. Now that I'm here, ask yourself, who's lonely? All by myself. It's terrible, isn't it? If I even attempt to sing, my 4-year-old actually tells me, Daddy, no. You just stop that now. Agreed, child. So, show that 3 minus 3 cancels out. Show me it's a positive 9x that drops. And what is 21 minus 3? Okay. You see it's those same steps. We're just kind of putting a framework around it. Divide by 9, show it's 1. Divide by 9, x is 2.
I'm trying to figure out which one you're on.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said that this is like the...
This is the supplemental stuff. We need to go through this before we can go on to section 2.2. The next page, dude. Okay. Now that I'm here, now that I said x is 2, please be careful about this. I just had to chew out my algebra half about this. We put our solution into the original. Don't just try to go put this right back here. I'll see so many kids get to x equals 2, and then their check, they'll say 9 times 2 is 18. Like, no, you're just undoing what you just did. You have to go back to the beginning. You have to show the original 3 plus 4 of a thing plus 5 of a thing. Is that 21? Plug in your 2. What's 4 by 2? So that's 3 plus 8 plus, what's 5 by 2? What's 3 plus 8? And 11 plus 10 is 21. Okay, that's a check. Now, again, if you can one-shot that in your calculator and then write this, I'm okay with it. But don't BS it. Don't just pretend to do the check. What happens if I get down here and instead of 21, I got like 20 equals 21? Is that a true statement?
No.
No. As many a college frat boy has figured out. So 20 is not 21. That means this isn't actually my answer. I screwed something up. I need to go back and look for where I screwed it up. And you're not going to be able to see where you screwed it up if you don't have any work to back it up. How many times have you did a problem, you got all the way to the end, you checked the answer was wrong, and you look at your work, you're just like, start over. Because you can't even make sense of your own work. That's what I'm trying to give you here, is a framework to organize how you're doing things. So, that is how we simplify before solving. There is, what's that, 12, 13 of them up there? We will let the dice speak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First thing you should do is recalibrate Frank because he's a cross-eyed Alabama son. Frank, no good. Don't know. This is my 7th year here. This was old before I got here. This is like 2008 technology. Okay. I'll put my line so I don't screw anything up. Everywhere there's a plus or a minus, I'll chop it up. Like so. And I ask you the question, who up there is a like term that can go together? The 4 and the 9, right? An x and an x. So it's 4x's plus 9x's. And then, who's lonely? 47. He's lonely because he's lazy. He's 47 years old, hanging out in his mom's basement, playing with model trains, and arguing on Reddit. So let's bring him a date. Absolutely nothing. It's a fixated interest. That's all. I fixate on magic cards and woodwork. Everyone's got their thing. Show 8 minus 8 is a 0. So I have 13x. What is 47 minus 8? The age that people start realizing, oh crap, I'm getting old. And then 13's all hugged up on that x. Divide. Show me that 13 over 13 is 1. Show me that x is 3. And then go all the way back to the original and plug it back in. That's 4 of this thing plus 9 of this thing plus 8 should equal 47. I'm going to plug in 3. And I'm going to do the work to back it up. To show that 12 plus 27 plus 8 better equal 47. 12 and 27 is 39. Starting to see some familiar numbers. And that's an 8. 39 plus 8 is indeed 47. Okay. That's what we're doing. We got time and we need practice. We really need practice.
Bless you.
Power of Christ compels you. So, you got some problems front and back. The front ones, I'm not going to worry about right now. Unless we need them, we shouldn't have to go back and do those front problems. Those are two-step equations from last time. What I would like you to do is work on the equations on the back. We want to finish off that page. Oh, don't erase which part? Oh, there. Last part in the check? Okay. We're good. Okay. Then, that page. We're working on that. Finish that page off. Should all be done. There should be enough room on there for you to work, but if you need to go to a separate sheet of paper, then just number them so that they're organized. Make sure at the top you put 2.1b so that I know what is what in your book. 2.1 practice. And then just go ham on it. Okay? Yes, sir. There's a weird thing. Tell me weird thing, because I think...
55. 55 minus 3x minus 2.
Okay.
And then it's like scratched out. There's supposed to be an x there.
It's scratched out.
Yeah, because at least on my degree.
Yeah, these are like copies of copies of copies. So I stole all this curriculum from another school district. Okay. Yes. Mike is right. Y'all see the one right smack in the middle, like where free space is on bingo? Yes, there is supposed to be an X right there. Good call. What? Yeah, because otherwise you end up with 5, 9, yeah. Well, what's that? 53, 75, negative 4. Yeah, you end up with a nasty fraction. Well, it's not a nasty fraction. You got to get to know them, but okay. You got 3 teachers in here. Ask questions. I'm just going to pause it for now, so that if we need to go through it, we will. Unpause. 2, 7, 5, 4, 18, 3, 6, 5, 4, 7, 16, 4, 5, 9, 18, negative 2, negative 9, 5, 35, 7, 5, 5, 13, 8, 3, 5, negative 45. 9, 5, 10, 0, 18, 6, 3, 11, 5, negative 11. Negative 14, 42, 7, 6. 5, negative 18, 18, 3, 6. 2, negative 10, negative 18. Negative 8. Check them.
Keep it safe. Never see.
I did them all in my head and I did them too fast. I might be wrong. Get me. Get some brownie points. What's up?
I know one. Can you
Did I goof one?
Yes, bottom middle. Not the top. Bottom middle. No way.
Bottom middle. Depends. Did you have the X there or not?
Yes.
I did not have the X there.
It works both ways. I know one. I have it down for 4X.
If you have an X there, should be 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Top right. Is that brownie point?
Top right. What did we goof? So that's 3. 26 minus 8 is 18. 18 divided by 3 is 6.
Top right is right. No, it's negative. It's right. Oh, I'm stupid.
No, you're not. Don't you dare say that. That's my student you're talking about.
That's the only thing that I have the X.
They looking okay? That's all right.
I mean, I did have the X there, so that's fine. It's different.
At least I tried.
I really did think there was an X there, but there's not. So.
That's bad. 8 people left dead.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Travis Scott thing?
The Astroworld incident.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone started rushing and then 8 people died.
It happens.
He's actually from
What's up?
He's actually
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Oh, no. Because I left the X off.
She didn't do the X. We did.
I thought there was an X there because, like, it looked like this one with spacing. You are correct if there's an X there. You're fine. Chill. Relax. You good. Okay? I need to know, are there any of them that we need to go through together? Something that went a little sideways on us.
You should.
Ah.
I trust my math.
You too. Checky. Come on now. Check them. Now here's the thing too. I said solve and check. So every single one of these, you had the opportunity to check your answer. So you should know you're right. Oh, did I do another one?
No.
What you got?
Are any of them supposed to be a messy?
No. Every one of these came out clean. This particular curriculum that I took from, they were really fond of giving you nice, pretty answers all the time.
Thank you.
They will not always be like that. In fact, tomorrow we might just have fractions everywhere. Or tomorrow, next week. Well, next week. Because Thursday, review and quiz. Okay. Thursday's review and quiz.
Wait, is that next class?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
We will be covering more of the graphing stuff. We will be covering a bunch of stuff that I will not bother talking about because no one's listening. I guess you'll all just get surprised on Thursday. Have fun.
This one's actually 4.
If there's an X there.
This is X equals 4.
If there's an X on the 2. I did not have an X on the 2. I thought there was, based on the spacing, but there does not need to be an X there. That's okay. If you leave the X there, you are correct. All right?